going on, everyone? So we've all seen the transformation that Luka Doncic has made this upcoming offseason. It's really exciting. I mean, you're going to have a transformed Luka Doncic who's going to be motivated, driven, and ready to prove the naysayers wrong. I talked about it all year last year, right? The Dallas Mavericks, it's one thing to trade a guy. It's another thing to trade that guy and regularly drag this dude through the mud. And it was like, not only did they drag him through the mud, they decided to circle back and do it again and again and again. I mean, for like months, they were just dragging this dude. And it was like every time Nico got on a microphone, he just was like, every opportunity he had, try to justify it and then blame Luka for it. It was just the wildest thing. But guess what? Now Luka is motivated. You've seen already the improvements. You're hearing all the, oh, well, he does this every year. I'll just wait till the season starts, this, that, and the other. Well, he's not on Dallas anymore. He's on the Lakers. And you don't think that if he was ever going to get motivated and changed, it was that Dallas situation. I believe it was Nick Wright was the first person that I saw hear this. I don't know if he was the first person to mention or was just the first person I remember saying. He made a good point. And he said, Dallas might have been right, but they just guaranteed that they were wrong. Because Dallas, if he would have stayed in Dallas, he got comfortable. He, was filling himself, right? Getting the NBA Finals and stuff. And, there is a version of that where he just continued down that path of not conditioning, health-wise, all of it, right? Dallas might have been right. It might have not have been worth it for Dallas to pay him the money and all that stuff. There is a very good chance Dallas was right. But because they traded him and dragged him through the mud, they essentially signed off that that is not going to happen now. That Luka is going to come and bring the heat. Now, here's the thing, though. You need Luka to do it not just this year. That's the key. Right? Because it's easy to just go, hey, look, he's back. He's hungry. He wants the naysayers, even if they win the championship this year, right? Boom, right? Big, flip them the bird and call it a day. But it's another thing to keep doing that every year, right? Like my concern isn't really this year. I think he's going to do whatever he has to. I think we're going to see a terrifying Luka, and I'm glad he is a Laker. But my concern lies in the future. Right? Like him regularly maintaining that. It's one thing to get there. He's competitive. Again, you don't get to the level that Luka Doncic got to unless you work hard. You don't get to the NBA and be one of the top players in the game just on natural gifts alone. There have been plenty of players that have insanely talented gifts that are out of the league in a couple years because they just don't put in the effort and the work and stuff. Like Luka's not a guy that did that. But look, the difference is the Lakers are a team that are willing to invest whatever it takes to make sure Luka becomes that guy. Dallas clearly wasn't, right? And that was Dallas's thing. But we got further reports now that Luka is dieting. You've already seen the weight loss and is on a strict diet that he is planning on keeping and maintaining. So it's good. Again, it's one thing to say it and do it for this year, right? Hey, yeah, I'm on this new diet. I'm on this new regime, right? I'm transforming myself. This is the new me, right? New year, new me, baby. It's another thing to keep it up long-term, year after year after year after year, especially, if he is accustomed to eating a certain way and operate in a certain manner and stuff. Look, he likes to have a beer. He likes to smoke a hookah. Let him do it, right? Enjoy it, right? But as far as the health-wise goes, you want him to be as healthy as possible. But according to Dan Woke, Lakers' Luka Doncic has reportedly lost a significant amount of weight this offseason and committed to a strict diet. Doncic has been incredibly committed to his conditioning this offseason. He's dropped significant weight and is working on a strict diet and cardio training, according to a source with knowledge of the plan. In a shift from his normal offseason, he spent a month away from on-court work to focus more on his body. Doncic has looked visibly slimmer in photos and is now back working out with Slovenia, readying for the Eurobasket competition later this summer. So again, you're going to see a very motivated, very hungry, very different Luka Doncic, which is great, right? Because the better Luka is, the better the Lakers are. And Luka is one of the few players we have seen by himself completely just win a playoff series, right? Like what does this Luka look like? Again, assuming he is who we think he is this next year, what does that look like in a Minnesota series, right? Because Luka got gassed. You saw it. First quarter, he's dropping 20, just looking like, oh man, Luka's about to, here comes a 50 piece. And then he just kind of fizzled. It was like as each quarter progressed, he started fizzling out. And then you get to the fourth quarter where we really need him. We really need him to shine and do all this stuff. And you kind of see him start to get gassed at that point. He wasn't able to close and do the things that he usually does, right? So again, like, can he kind of get back to being that Luka Doncic for the Lakers to where we can trust him to close and he can get out there and he can do all the things and yeah, he can go get you 20 in the first, but he can also get you 20 in the second, the third, the fourth, and maintain it and keep it up. Right? Be that closer down the stretch for us. Be the guy that leads the charge and leads the Lakers. Hey, you're gonna have LeBron James still too, or at least I believe so. Obviously, he hasn't opted in yet at the time of recording this video, so there is still a chance that he leaves. It's one of those things. I'll believe it when I see it. But you look at kind of the circumstances with Luka, and it's like Luka's never played with anybody better than LeBron James, and likely never will. LeBron has never played with anybody better than Luka, and likely never will, right? Especially with his age. And this is the first time that LeBron James can actually be the second option. Now, second option, because he's never really going to be truly a second option, but we even saw last year him willing to defer and kind of let Luka be the guy, which they should. LeBron should. He's going to be 41 in year 22. Like, let Luka be the guy. Here you go, Luka. Go do you, right? Like, let him do whatever he wants to do, right? And LeBron just shows up on the court. He's going to go get his 20 plus. I'm not worried about LeBron getting his numbers. He's going to get his numbers. And, you can always have one of Luka or LeBron on the court at all times, which is very beneficial. No other team in the league has anything close to that. Right? Close to that. Like, that's what I've talked about. I don't think the Lakers need a huge roster turnaround because you have Luka and LeBron. You're one of the only teams that have 2 top 10 players in the league. And on top of that, you have 2 of the best offensive engines ever. And you'll always be able to have one of those guys on the court, right? Do you know how terrifying it is to go, hey, here's Luka Doncic, and then, oh yeah, Luka's going to go get some rest, and now LeBron James, who's still a top 10 player in the league, is now coming in, and he's just going to run the ice. Like, it's crazy. And then still have Austin Reeves and everything. Like, Lakers have some clear needs. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think the Lakers are that far, especially if you have a motivated, healthy, ready-to-go Luka. If Luka is the version of Luka that we think he's going to be, the Lakers are going to be fine. You just need to kind of get the proper pieces around them, and you'll be in really good shape. But we'll see, right? He's got to stick to it. It's one thing to do it and talk about it and say you're doing it and do it for a year. It's another thing to do it over the course of your career, right? Which is also why I think LeBron is very important for Luka, because I think he's going to get to see LeBron working out in the things that he does. And LeBron's going to be able to put him on the dietitian plans and get him with his people and all that stuff and get his body right. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.